Hey guys, my name is Amanda and welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to give you a little education on the importance of weightlifting for optimal health. So weightlifting, if you're a person that skip it, you're no longer going to be skipping it after this video. Can guarantee that. Or if not, I'm just going to come hunt you down. Just kidding. I don't know where you live. But anyway, so I have 8 points for the importance of weightlifting for optimal health. If you are a note taker, you could write them down. If not, just listen and hopefully learn something. So number one thing I wrote is weightlifting builds muscle. Duh. If you didn't know that, weightlifting builds muscle. So what it does is it helps perform everyday tasks. It improves balance and stability, and it just helps with your independence as we age. So obviously, I don't know about you, but I want to be independent for as long as I possibly can throughout my adulthood. And it's like if you're weight training and you're being really intentional about that, you're going to be increasing your strength, aka being able to do things more on your own, being able to carry your groceries, being able to get up off the floor, being able to go to the bathroom by yourself, like all these things. It's like, sure, you're young now and can do that, but over time, especially as we age, especially women, as we age after 30, we naturally start to lose muscle, which is not ideal. So that is why it is so important to be weight training now while you're still relatively young, or even if you are like quote unquote older, maybe you're in your 60s, 70s, 80s, you can still do that and still get some benefits from it. So that's number one. Number two is it increases metabolism. Maybe you have heard this before, maybe not, but more muscle means you burn more calories even at rest. So while you're just going throughout your day, you're washing your dishes, you're taking a nap, you're picking your kids up from school, whatever that could be, it's going to help you burn more calories even after your workout. I feel like a good rule of thumb, a good average is anywhere from 6 to 15 hours after your workout, but it can honestly be up to 24 hours or more. It really just depends on how intense your workout is, how much you pushed yourself, how much you lifted, all that kind of stuff. So that is definitely the goal. It creates an afterburn effect. This is what's called EPOC. It stands for excess post-oxygen consumption. And so, yeah, like I said, it just helps the body continue using more energy even after the workout, which obviously in turn is going to help weight maintenance more over time, help you lose weight more over time if you're a person on a weight loss journey. So that's number two. Number three, it improves bone density. This is something I feel like people don't really think about a lot, or maybe they don't realize, etc., whatever it could be, I don't know. But that's awesome. We want to keep as good a bone density for as long as we can. So weight training places healthy stress on the bones, which helps maintain or improve bone density. So you do need a little bit of that stress to be able to maintain that healthy bone density or build a little bit of bone density. And so strength training is the ticket for that. And then it also reduces the risk of osteoporosis and fractures, specifically in women, for instance, around that perimenopause, postmenopause time, usually around 40-ish, give or take a few years, our bodies naturally start to lose more estrogen, which puts us at a higher risk for developing osteoporosis or fractures. And so that's why it is so important to be weight training, so you can actually maintain good bone density and reduce as many fractures as possible. Number four, it improves the body composition. So this helps you lose fat while preserving or building muscle. So this is kind of the definition of body composition. Like for instance, you could be 160 pounds and be 35% body fat, whatever it could be, just say 35%. And you could also be 160 pounds and be 30% body fat. That's why two people that weigh the exact same weight, 160 pounds, for instance, in this example, can look like two completely different people. And it's all because of their body composition, like how much muscle they have versus body fat. And so when you're weight training, it's helping improve your body composition by maintaining the lean muscle mass you already have or building some while losing the fat, which is almost always the goal for anyone. That's number four. Number five, it helps prevent injury, whether that's your daily life, whether that's in sports, maybe you're an athlete, maybe you're in high school, maybe you're in college. It's like the more you can strength train, the more it's going to help prevent those injuries. So obviously strengthening the muscles is what it's doing, but it also strengthens the tendons, the ligaments. It helps joint stability and body mechanics. So if your body is more efficient and your body is moving properly in the way it should be, you're gonna have a lot lower risk of developing an injury, whether you're playing a sport or you're just literally doing your life, than if you were not strength training and a little bit on the quote unquote weaker side. You're probably at a higher risk for developing an injury, unfortunately. So lift weights and get injured less. So that's number 5. Number 6 is it helps improve blood sugar control. So muscle basically acts as a storage tank for glucose. So if you've never been taught before, basically when you eat something, you eat a cracker, you eat some bread, you eat whatever it is released in your bloodstream as glucose. And when that happens, insulin is released from the pancreas, and it basically acts as a key to help bring that glucose into your cells. So whether that's into your muscle or your liver, wherever that could be, insulin is helping do that, which, goes into the muscle, for instance, and then that glucose is stored as glycogen, which is actually your number one energy source. But if you're not weight training, let's say you have type 2 diabetes, your insulin resistance is not good, you're gonna have a hard time regulating your blood sugar. And so that's why weight training is so vital, is it can actually help improve your blood sugar levels. It could even reverse type 2 diabetes, which is always the goal with someone that has developed diabetes. That's type 2. You can also reverse it then. And weight training is one of those ways to help get yourself out of a type 2 diabetic state kind of thing, or prevent it at some point in your life. So yeah, after lifting, muscles become more sensitive to insulin, blood sugar regulated more efficiently, puts you at a lower risk for ever developing type 2 diabetes. Number 7 is mental health benefits. So this is something I feel like is very overlooked. People just think of weight training as physical and what I look like, all the things, which obviously plays a role, but it's more than just physical. It can be mental. So it helps reduce anxiety and depression. It helps improve self-confidence, which makes sense. If you're weight training, you're probably in a little better shape, you probably have more energy, you're just healthier overall, you're just gonna feel better about yourself. So that's obviously helping improve your self-confidence. Helps reduce stress and improves your mood. So this is awesome because when you work out, your brain releases endorphins, which obviously help your mood, help your sleep, help your stress, all those things. It's just going to help you feel better overall. And so I don't know about you, but there have been many times where I did not want to go to the gym. I did not want to work out, and I forced myself because that's what disciplined people do. And I went to the gym and I always feel better. I have never regretted a workout. I've never gone to a weightlifting session and felt worse afterwards. And so that is like the physiological, the endorphins, the chemicals being released from your brain to help just improve all these things, improve your mood, improve your anxiety, improve your depression, all that kind of stuff. And then the very last point I wrote down is healthy aging. So strength training helps with healthy aging. So especially in older adults, just things like getting off the floor. Like, have you, been around your grandma or grandpa that they typically have a little harder time getting off the floor than when they were 20 kind of thing, or maybe than you right now kind of thing. And so the more you can stay on top of your strength training, the easier that's going to be as you age. Or things like carrying your groceries, climbing your stairs. I think about it all the time. Like when I carry my groceries in, I'm a one and done kind of person. I'm only taking one trip if it's the last thing I'd have to do. And sometimes there are a lot of bags and they are very not healthy. They're very heavy. And I will think to myself, like, I am so grateful that I take care of myself and that I go to the gym and that I strength train, because I could not do this if I did not have some muscle tissue to help give me strength to carry all these groceries in. And so it's like, same with, aging. It's like, you want to be able to do that for as long as you can. Or climbing stairs. Obviously, you want to be able to go up and down your stairs. It reduces the risk of falls. And most importantly, in my opinion, helps you maintain independence for as long as you can. Like, again, I don't know about you, but I want to be independent for as long as I possibly can. I want to live by myself, do all the things. I don't want to have someone have to come help me go to the bathroom at age like 50. I'm just like, I just want to be as independent as I can, and strength training is going to help with that. Okay, and then the very last thing I wrote down 3 myths. So myth number 1 is lifting makes women look bulky. something I hear all the time as a personal trainer. So unless you are in the gym for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, all day, every day, and you are just peak genetically blessed and you're taking steroids or something, sure, you might get bulky then. But the average person is in the gym for like 30 to 45 minutes, strength training, maybe 3, 4, 5 times a week. Probably not an Olympic athlete parent kind of thing. You know, it's like you're not going to get bulky. If anything, you're going to get more of that lean, toned look that a lot of women specifically want. And it's just going to help with all the other things I just talked about. Myth number 2 is cardio is better for weight loss. So I'm not hating on cardio. Cardio definitely has a place. I definitely recommend getting cardio, but I wouldn't say that it is necessarily better than strength training for weight loss, which is what I will hear. So, you know, cardio is good, helps with your heart health. All of that is necessary. It helps burns calorie during your exercise. However, weightlifting helps preserve the muscle while losing fat. Like we talked about, it helps you burn more calories even after your workout. And truly the best thing that you can do for weight loss is not necessarily just cardio. It's combining the both. In particular, to be specific, the best way to lose weight is to strength train plus hit cardio. And that is the most optimal way to lose fat, gain muscle, or maintain your muscle. And then the third and last myth I wrote is older adults shouldn't lift weights. And so sure, there are always exceptions to things. If you're 90 plus years old, 100, super frail, have a bunch of ailments, whatever, like maybe you shouldn't lift weights. Sure, I guess. But if you're like 50 or 60 or 70, still relatively young in my mind, you can definitely lift weights with the proper program, the proper supervision, obviously keeping in mind what you are able to do for yourself, but it is still going to be extremely beneficial. So never think you're like, oh man, I'm in my 40s now or 50s and I've never lifted a day in my life. Like, I guess I just shouldn't start because it's bad for you. Like, no, please do start. If anything, it's only going to benefit you as you continue to age. So, and then the very last thing I wrote down is that just a good like nugget to think about. So strength training, strength workouts is an investment in your future health, in your strength, in your independence, in your quality of life. And so every time you are like, oh my gosh, I do not want to go work out, it's the last thing I want to do, I do not want to specifically strength train, like we talked about, just think of it as like, no, like I am investing in myself, I'm investing in my strength, I'm investing in me being independent for as long as I can, in my quality of life, which I want a good quality of life if I'm going to be on this earth kind of thing. And I truly believe that will change your perspective and help motivate you to go even on the days that you don't want to. So anyway, this is my video. Hopefully you guys learned something, you took something from it, can apply it to your life, or just motivated you. Maybe you're the person that are like, I've never strength trained in my life, or you have before, but it's been spotty, you've been back and forth, and you're like, oh my gosh, like I need to do it. Like, go do it. You will thank yourself. It's going to help with all the things I just mentioned. So yeah, I hope you like this video. If you have any questions, definitely drop them in the comments. I'll be happy to answer them. Share it with a friend or family member or whoever that you think would also benefit from learning about this and listening. And yeah, like this video if you liked it, hopefully. And do not forget to subscribe to my channel for more workout videos, for more health topics, faith topics, hair and beauty topics, all that good stuff. And I will see you in the next one.